Tired of that humming in your wheels? You don't need a mechanic. You can fix it yourself. I will show you step by step how to replace your wheel hub with all the details in one clear guide. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get that noise gone. Before we grab our tools, it's important to get prepared. Replacing the wheel hub is straightforward, but there are some nuances. Parts for the 3rd Gen Prius can vary depending on the year and the market. What fits a Japanese model may not match a European or American version. To make sure everything goes smoothly, check Prius forums. They often describe real experiences and give advice on parts. Look for videos on YouTube with your exact year and market. It's useful to watch a few to compare instructions. Talk to neighbors or friends. Someone may have already done this repair and can share practical tips. Okay guys, so the next step is coming up, but first I want to give you a look at the tools and parts I've got laid out for this job. First up, and probably the most important part, is the new wheel hub assembly. I'm using a dependable aftermarket one for this job. You will also need a jack and jack stands, wheel chocks, insulating tape, a set of sockets and wrenches, extension bars, a flat screwdriver, a hammer, wire brushes, torque wrenches, sandpaper, red thread blocker, rust remover, penetrating oil, ceramic grease, some brake cleaner, and of course safety glasses and gloves. Alright, enough talk. Time to actually do something. First up, chock the front wheel so the car doesn't try to run away. After that, pop the trunk and disconnect the negative battery terminal. Then, before you touch lug nuts, grab some tape and wrap your socket. It will keep your rim safe from scratches. Now slightly loosen your wheel lug nuts while the car is still on the ground. Jack up the rear of the car and place your jack stands securely under the designated lift points. With the car safely on stands, remove the lug nuts completely and don't forget to collect all the bolts and nuts in one place. Now take off the wheel. As you can see, it's pretty dusty here. If you've got the chance, give it a good wash with a pressure washer or just a garden hose. This makes working easier and safer. Alright, everything's nice and clean. Now heat the caliper bracket bolts and the main body bolt with a little penetrating oil to make life easier. Next up, we are pulling off the main caliper. There are two 17mm bolts on the back holding it to the caliper brackets. Undo them and carefully slide the caliper off the rotor. Grab a piece of wire and hang it securely from the suspension. That way nothing gets damaged. Now that the caliper is safely out of the way, we can take out the brake pads and then remove the caliper bracket itself. There are two smaller bolts, usually 14mm, holding it to the knuckle. Clean again the bolts with a wire brush and spray with penetrating oil if needed. Use your socket and wrench to remove them, and the bracket will come right off. The rotor is free. In theory, it should just slide right off, but if it's seized, don't panic. If you are using a hammer, tap the inner part of the brake rotor a few times to try and free it from the hub. Use a piece of wood as a buffer, so you don't damage the rotor. Never strike the rotor's face or edge it directly with a steel hammer. A better way is to use the threaded holes in the rotor, if they exist. With everything out of the way, it's time to face the real challenge. The bolts holding that hub in place. And trust me, they are not gonna surrender without a fight. So give them a good clean, knock off the dirt and rust, and soak them with some WD-40. Now locate the ABS sensor wire. It's usually clipped directly to the hub assembly. Just pull off the plastic cover. It's not held on with much. Check out how it looks. It's really easy to take off. The connector has a tab on the bottom you need to press, and you can use a screwdriver to carefully pull it out. Look again at the tab you need to press. Okay, let's get back to the hub bolts. Go ahead and loosen all 4 of the 14mm bolts and remove them. So, with all 4 bolts out, the hub should just slide right off. But in real life, it's usually stuck to the knuckle like it's been welded there since day one. Give it a good wiggle. If it's really stuck, don't be afraid to tap the backside of the hub with a hammer and extension bar. Just make sure you are hitting the hub itself. Avoid hitting the axle or any sensitive parts. Alright, hub is finally off. But don't celebrate just yet. We've still got some work ahead. First thing I like to do is line up the new hub with the old one, just to make sure they are a perfect match. Once that checks out, grab a wire brush and give the knuckles mounting surface a really good clean. Give it a final spray with the brake cleaner to remove any residue. Don't forget to clean up the hub bolts as well. Lubricate the beam surface with a thin layer of ceramic grease. Do the same with dust cover. Carefully align your new hub assembly with the 4 bolt holes on the knuckle and slide it into place. Insert the 4 14mm bolts and hand tighten them first. I go with a red thread locker, though many people disagree on this. Then grab a wrench and snug them up. Once they are all in place, switch to a torque wrench and tighten them to 90 Nm. Don't forget that ABS sensor wire. Click it back into place securely and put on the plastic cover. Put a thin layer of ceramic grease on the outer surface. Then slide the brake rotor back in place. Next, clean up those caliper bracket bolts and carefully reinstall the bracket. Tighten those two 14mm caliper bolts. Torque them down to 57 Nm. Now is a perfect chance to give the rotor and the passages a good spray with the brake cleaner. Lubricate the edges of the braking plate with a consistent grease and install the brake pods. Then install springs and slide the caliper body right back where it belongs. Lock it in with the 2 bolts and finish it all by torquing them to 34 Nm. Spread some ceramic grease on the inside of the wheel rim. Put your wheel back on and tighten the lock nuts. Make sure the bolts are clean and free of ceramic grease. Guys, we are almost done. Now you need to lower the car on the ground and torque the lug nuts. Tighten them to 105 Nm. Make sure you use a star pattern so everything tightens up evenly. Next, hook the negative terminal onto the battery. Remove the chocks from the wheels. We don't need them anymore today. Then go ahead and start the car. Make sure there are no brake system warnings on the dashboard. And if you've got an OBD scanner handy, it's always a smart move to run a quick check too. After that, get behind the wheel of your Prius and test it on the road. Start off nice and slow. Then pick up the speed. Okay folks, this job took me just a few hours, not too hard, and it saved my wallet. If you enjoyed my very first video, make sure to subscribe and click the bell. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.